Hey, Rodger Daltry.The Who, Baba O'Reilly, 1971. I don't need to fight to prove that I'm right. So many people are physically attacking me, and physically I mean they're verbally abusing me. I had one idiot who worked at the hardware store last week stand at the back of my car to block me and punched my car. He worked for the hardware store just to stop me from reversing another 5 feet. I was halfway under the boom gate that wouldn't open, apparently. Yeah, they reverse out of there all the time, but I wasn't allowed to. That's a physical attack. Even though it might be verbal, once upon a time it was fisticuffs. Before that, it was guns in the street. And now it's mind games. Aggressive. And aggressive is absolutely positively physical. Verbally aggressive, that's physical. And sometimes when you're physically, aggressively, verbally attacked for absolutely no reason whatsoever, pointed at and all the rest of it, you got to tell them to F off just to get them to back down. And what do you know? You have breached the law. Well, the new law of karma is, with a C, that's the name of my dog, Karma with a C. The new law of karma is that if you force somebody to breach above you just to protect themselves, then you are at fault. So many of the written books talk about spiritual laws and they force you into an intelligent breach of karma. They are now at wrong. That's the new laws of karma, spelt with a C. So Rodger Daltry said it. I don't need to fight to prove that I'm right. So many people are forcing me to breach laws by being aggressive and subliminally intelligent, they think, just to prove that I'm wrong and they are right. Well, they're not right from the very start if they've been handed down an order from someone above their network to take me down. There's your letter C right from the start, hey, of karma. I'm not into using that word at all. If you have gotten me angry and I use that word, then you have breached the laws of karma. I am, after my change of life 35 years ago, I am a man of God. I am a man of peace. I am trying my very best to be a holy man. And if you're blocking that, if you are blocking people from being healed through words, through mediumship, and words from loved ones in spirit, if you're blocking that, then 52% is going to come down on you and you can maintain your 48%. Listen, lots and lots of religions talk about the dark one. I don't even use his name so that I feed him energy. That's the way the American Indians taught their children to talk about them in the third party while they were present and not use their name. You know, the little boy is being very naughty at the moment, isn't he, love? While the child is there, and if two parties agree to it and talk about all the things they did wrong in their presence without using their name, then it teaches them. Along the way, I have learnt lessons, especially when those people were trying to break the window of the door at sundown just because the dog was in there and the dashboard displayed 24 degrees outside. They believe they have every right to physically attack the car, because they're not attacking you, just to save the dog. But if you want to save the dog in the car, then get that law passed through Parliament that it is totally illegal to leave a dog in the car. I'll tell you why that law hasn't been passed up to this point right now. Because out west, it's 55 and 60 degrees, 65 degrees out there at times, 55 in the shade, 65 in the sun. And what happens if you pass a law on that now? They put them in cages out there. Do you think driving around in the four-wheel drive with a big cage on the back has an opportunity to have a dish of water in there? My dog has always got water. It's in the dashboard, the centre console of the car. And it flips the lid if she or I are not in the car to cover the water. It's an automatic response to get in the car, put the keys in, and pull the lid off the water in the centre console so that the buffheads can't complain when they're staring in the window at water in the centre console. They're a bunch of old women complaining. You got me on pedantics. I've been moralled ever since I became a minister. We can prove he's not a minister, can't we? Well, there were ministers on the battlefield, you know. There were ministers in the wars who had no other alternative but to kill people. I don't want to kill anyone. I want to heal you. And I've got to get out to the suburbs today because I'm getting a guy. Well, we won't talk about that. We don't talk about our clients. But hey, the dork at the hardware store who ran around the back of my car, I had no idea, because it was such a loud bang, that I had bumped into you. I thought you'd put a trolley in the car, behind the car. Why would you anyway? I was already under the boom gate. What were you going to force me to halfway full go back inside? And you pointed to the cameras and etc. You punched my car for no reason. And you got me on the cameras telling you to F off. Big deal. And all your buddies came over, which had no right to be there. No right whatsoever to be there because you punched my car. Banned from that hardware, hey? Well, let me tell you that I will continue to travel to the other hardware because everything is half the cost of that hardware anyway. So eat dirt. I'm going to start telling about my prices because that's what buying hardware is all about. I'm going to start for the first time in my life talking about how much cheaper it is to travel another kilometre. I can save money on buying just one drill bit by going over the hill. Is that why you're angry? Hey? Because I see. I never visited your hardware much, and you knew when I was not feeling like driving over the hill, I came over there to your hardware. So you had to make a marker where you kicked me out of the hardware, your hardware, because I was violent. Hey? I was violent because of your prices. Man, isn't it amazing what happens when you speak, when you use a sounding board, your own voice, to see the truth, the further truth of something? Hey, you enjoy your hardware store there, hey? I won't be back. Not when one of your workers punches my car halfway under the boom gate because I reversed out. He even had to run about 40 metres to stop me from going under the boom gate. They have a remote control and they open the boom gate for people with prams and things that come in through the boom gate. You opened it before when I was on my e-bike. And I had to reverse out because it was a shorter trip back to my home from there. I didn't have much petrol, and the rear hatch was up by about 3 inches, and they say fumes can come in through the hatch, but hey, I had every window down in the car for the 1 kilometre trip home. I just simply wanted to reverse out so that I didn't go out into the bulk traffic. But you knew all that. You just had to do what the boss wanted and nail my butt for being aggressive. Eat dirt. Eat dirt, the lot of yous. I actually liked some items, just like the grocery stores I go through, and I advise people on your hardware store too to buy items. Take a look at every electrical tool that I've got. It was purchased from your hardware where you kicked me out. So big deal. I'm going to spend another $5 and go over the hill on electrical only. Man, hey, what a winner. You guys are real winners that you got me aggressive by punching my car. That was on the video too, mate. Or was it? Did you strategic, did you? Man, fair income. Get a life. Get a life. Listen to some Rodger Daltry, hey?